Sorry. What is up, guys? Hey, Sunday afternoon, and this is where again, it's pretty much where I left off at on Saturday afternoon. What I'm going to start working on right now is some of the dry brushing that's going to bring out some of the edging, make it look a little dinged up, but not too much. I'm just going to do it on some of these edges here, but just kind of like bang bang, and not just all the way across. It's just going to be very, very faint. It's just going to be there just to bring out some of the highlights that may be lost in here. Like I'm going to kind of hit the top of that gun barrel just so that you see that there is in fact a gun barrel this time around. So there's a little bit of scuffing that I try to get going over here. I'm going to work on that a little bit more, but not going to make it overpowering. Again, just a little bit of dry brushing on this guy. I'm going to work on pushing and pulling some of the detail out on these areas again, and add a little bit of natural steel dry brushing along with a touch of lighter metallic blue. Again, just to bring out some of these spots here and there. I may do one more dark wash back here. Yeah, Marcus? A little bit more here as far as just adding some graphite panels. This back here is kind of a little more modeled than what I wanted it to be, but it looks fine to me. Still need to add the decals here, the emblems, as well as a few little red circles that I know there's one here somewhere. Probably a couple of little warning panels here for the cockpit. And I'm going to add another gray band right here that I probably should have done before I did the wash, but it's actually going to get rid of some of this kind of streakiness right there. So that got a little too heavy for my taste, but this is the bottom of the ship, and this would be fine for something that has been in space. To weather this out, I didn't use any oil washes at all. What I stuck to, and I probably should have added a little bit of glazing medium to it, but I used Vallejo's Smoke, and it's kind of a dark raw umber wash anyway. It's a translucent paint. I'm sorry. It's not an opaque color, so I really just thinned it out with water. I should have gone with the glazing medium, or even a little bit of matte medium, just to loosen up the paint a little bit more, give myself a little bit more time to work with it before it's set up. But it looks like it did what I was hoping it would do, and that was just to add a little bit of that yellowness back into the base color. And I was getting a little concerned because it was looking a little too gray. Well, instead of the off yellowish gray that it is now, the colors are still way off. I think the colors are way off. Instead of scribing these back in, I'm just lining those out with pencil. And they're pretty faint anyway. He did a lot of sanding on this, so they're not really evident unless you put it up against the light, but even at that point, you just don't see the engraved markings there. Of course, except of course for those areas right there. So, again, Jerry, I hope you're watching, man. Jerry actually does not owe me any money for this. I kind of just jumped at the opportunity to do this because this was a fighter kit that I had only as a child. I only made one of them. Played with it. It was, as a model, it was pretty sturdy. Of course, I think I broke the tips off as I kind of crashed here and there in whatever play time I had. I'll be there in a second, Marcus. But if I had one to start off with, I would definitely light it up. I have a figure sitting on my bench that fits this model. It's made out of resin. It's an aftermarket kit, but again, I could not bring myself to pop this thing open, especially after the great seam work that Jerry did on this already. Again, just to summarize this again, Jerry brought this to me at the San Antonio NDG Sci-Fest. We met him over there at Wonderland of America's Mall back in June. He brought this model to me. It was already built. It was already set up for paint. He had a base coat on this thing he had a base coat and a paint set up already on the engines here, but it just wasn't working out. You know, I had to sand a few things, and when I did, I ended up replacing these barrels and something else. Oh, I had to re-putty some of this stuff, scrape and sand off the excess putty. That's what I did. So it's been through a lot. It just received another base coat, two additional base coats. I did use an airbrush, but it was just a rudimentary method, just getting a nice even coat all the way across. Again, I may have mentioned in a couple of videos that when you're spraying with your airbrush, you do not want to start like and then move. You want to start off your model and then bring it across and never stop. Never stop until you reach the end of your piece. That's just the way that I learned how to paint a long time ago. It prevents what I call the hot spots, and actually I think I got one here. And you always see it in an airbrush, and I thought I was blowing too slow. Well, you can kind of see it, but right there, that's what I call a hot spot. And once it's there, you can't really get rid of it. And that, I made a mistake right there. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't expect everyone to do these things perfectly, so a couple of flaws to point out. Yeah, that would be one of them right there. Another flaw that I don't know. Is there another one? Yeah, ooh, right there too. Another hot spot. Right there. Yeah, Marcus, right there. So, anyway, guys, I'm going to get back to work on this one. Oh, I've got a couple of other models to show you. That's right. As of late, I picked up the 1/2500 scale movie era set. This is the Reliance. I may have shown off the Katinga in another video, but this is where I'm at right now on the Reliance. And this is, I know it's not correct. I don't think the Reliant had a pearlescent finish to it, but this one does. But the way I do this, and it probably looks, I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably like, what the, never mind. But I'm sure there's a few expletives out there that can describe what I'm doing here, but basically what I'm doing is I'm base coating these things with silver. Separation of my decal, yep, sure is. I'm base coating these in silver and then coming back over with a pearl white, which is this one was the Testors brand pearl white. I think it's a car color, Fast White Lightning or something like that, but it's pearl white. Also have the refit just about done. I still have a few details to add here on the nacelles, of course. I almost totally repainted this thing wrong earlier, but let's see if I can get in on this thing. The decals really make these things shine, I think. But again, that's where I'm at. This is my refit, 1/2500 scale. I also picked up the other day the classic movie era set. So this is where I'm at so far on the... Ooh, I just saw that I totally missed my mark right there. I'm going to have to paint that again. Go to this side and show you where I'm at. I got to fix a seam anyway, so I've got to repaint this thing with another base coat of color. So that's where I'm at on this little guy. And these are cool. I mean, these are like really great for little dioramas and stuff. This is going to go with the classic movie set anyway. this, I think I'm going to do a little Motara Nebula scene. I need to get 2 more of these kits so I can grab 2 more 1/2500 scale Katinga Klingon ships. So, anyway, guys, I will see you later. You have fun. Happy modeling. 1/2500 scale fun. I don't know why this one is here, but this one's here too on my table. That is a something. I totally forget what it's called. It's an old German World War II plane that didn't quite make it to service, but I'm sure a lot of Americans would have shot these things down. So coulda, woulda, shoulda. But this was kind of redressed to be part of the background of a Millennium Falcon diorama that I never quite did, but this was going to have like a pirate emblem here or something, you know, so kind of a little makeshift spaceship for just, you know, just to have it as a background piece. But never finished it, but it still sits on my bench, and that's where it's at. I never did any weathering on it, except for just bringing out some of the details here with some dry charcoal. But that's where I'm at on this guy. So anyway, fellas, I'm over 10 minutes on this video. I don't like to ramble on that much, but apparently I did. So you guys have fun, take care out there, and see you soon.